Oh my God. We got to get into this article, man. It seems as if Caitlin Clark has turned down $20 million. $20 million in the WNBA. Y'all acting like y'all can't get a CBA done, turning down all this bread for y'all. Listen, Caitlin, you might need to start accepting some of these bags. You might need to start accepting some of these payments and bring your boy KTV on along for the ride. At this point, I don't think we should be turning down any more offers, CC. These people can't get themselves together around here.
Gosh, oh gosh. Man, we have to start this piece. Caitlin Clark appears to have declined $20 million. The WBA has $20 million. You're acting as though you're incapable of finishing a CBA and declining all of this bread. You may need to start taking some of these bags, Caitlin. Hey, you might have to start taking some of these payments and include your boy KTV in the process. I don't think we should be declining any more proposals at this time. CC, these folks around here are incapable of gathering themselves. We received.
So let's get into the article. The nearly $20 million rejection by Caitlin Clark has the WNBA buzzing. Here it says, Caitlin Clark is the lone basketball player on Sportico's latest ranking of the highest paid female athlete. She has climbed into the number 6 spot with an estimated $16.1 million in total earnings, a number that came despite an injury-shortened campaign that only lasted 13 games. Now, y'all know how all of us Caitlin Clark fans was disappointed that we barely even got to see the woman play last season. We waited all off.
The WNBA was rocked when Caitlin Clark turned down an incredible $20 million contract. The decision that raises concerns about the future of elite players and the entire ecosystem has the league in a frenzy. This isn't just a straightforward no. Deeper tensions and frustrations are revealed in this shocking revelation. Her decisions placed coaches in a position of operational uncertainty, notably the feverish Stephanie White, caught between league instability and player autonomy. Everyone engaged will be greatly impacted, particularly as the league works to complete a new collective bargaining deal.
All of us Caitlin Clark fans was disappointed that we barely even got to see the woman play last season. We waited all off season, had to get through the 3-on-3 unrivaled, whatever, just to get to the season, and she only plays 13 games. We're being told every day that she's day-to-day for months and months on end, all the way until there's only the last week of the season. Is 2 games left, and they say she's done for the year. Dragged us along all season. So here it says her WNBA salary at $119,000 barely registers in comparison to the endorsement revenue.
In fact, the WNBA is ablaze with conversation and debate over Caitlin Clark's nearly $20 million rejection. With a projected total income of $16.1 million, she has already risen to the 6th position on Sportico's list of the top paid female athletes. Despite an injury-shortened campaign that only lasted 13 games, this amazing financial success was achieved. Her quick ascent off the court demonstrates that she has enormous influence outside of the court. Therefore, her choices affect far more than simply her own financial situation.
It says her WNBA salary at $119,000 barely registers in comparison to the endorsement revenue powering her rise. With that level of financial comfort, Clark finds herself in a position few young athletes ever reach. She does not need additional league's money, additional seasons, or additional mileage on her body to secure her future. It has become the clearest explanation for why she continues to pass on eye-catching offers from leagues eager to attach themselves to her name. Now, we've seen,
after waiting through the entire offseason and putting up with the unparalleled 3-on-3 hype, supporters were understandably upset last season when Clark only played 13 games. Months of daily updates preceded the abrupt announcement that her season was finished with just 2 games remaining. Dedicated fans who wanted to see the phenom play were frustrated by this protracted uncertainty, which highlighted the delicate balance between player health, fan expectations, and league visibility, especially when a star of her caliber is involved, and left many doubting the league's openness and communication.
She turned that down. We know Project B came with a eye-dropping crazy number. We know they came with a crazy bag, and she has turned it down left and right. And we can't even forget that Ice Cube came with a bag. So she's been turning down leagues left and right since before she even played a game in her rookie season. Here it says, Caitlyn doesn't have the financial need to play in any other league. She's making so much money off the court and endorsements. Robin Lundberg summed it up. Salute to Robin Lundberg. Turning down opportunities that most players would chase. This is not the first.
Her meager $119,000 WNBA salary is insignificant in comparison to the enormous endorsement income fueling her rise. With this unheard-of degree of financial security, Clark is in a special position that few young athletes ever attain. To protect her future, she just doesn't need more league money, more seasons, or more miles on her body. This harsh reality has a significant influence on her choices, enabling her to put her personal health and primary league commitment ahead of other financial alternatives, which creates an intriguing dynamic for the WNBA.
Pretend like she was going to be in it to the point where she had to step in and put a stop to it. Like, okay, enough's enough. Stop using my name for this. I'm not playing in the league. Stop. She had to step in and do that herself. Here it says, the upstart Project B League, which launches in 2026 and already features teammates Sophie Cunningham and Kelsey Mitchell, made an even more aggressive run at her. Salaries in that league reportedly stretch into the millions annually, with multi-year commitments reaching 8-figure totals and equity attached. Again, Clark said no. A pattern that started before she ever...
This financial independence has emerged as the most obvious explanation for why she keeps turning down attractive offers from various leagues, all of which are keen to join her star power and fame. Unrivaled promised Sabrina Ionco $1 million for its first season, as we've seen, and sources say they were offering Caitlin Clark a lot more. An entire cake, frosting, and more. Clark declined despite the substantial cash inducement, demonstrating a definite choice for her course of action. In a world where money frequently dictates every move, this decision has left many in the business perplexed and struggling to comprehend her motivations.
The league referenced an offer of worth $5 million for an 8-game run. 5 M's for 8 games. CC, we might need to go pick up some of these bags, mama. We got to pick up some of these. Look, it's too many checks laying around here. You got to go get this. You don't know when this gravy train gonna end. Get it all. According to reporting, they would have pushed the figure to roughly $15 million for a full 10-week commitment. So she could have got $15 million for 10 weeks, $5 million for 8 games. Those numbers exceeded what she earned in 2024. The problem was timing.
She rejected down Project B, another up-and-coming league, left and right, because it had an eye-popping insane number and a big bag. This rejection pattern is not brand new. It began even before she participated in a single game during her debut campaign. Despite intense financial temptations and outside influences, Clark has continuously shown an unflinching commitment to her chosen path. In today's sports world, where practically every athlete is expected to seize every chance that presents itself, her persistence reflects a deep-seated conviction about her career path, making her an outlier.
CC, we might need to go pick up some of these bags, mama. We got to pick up some of these. Look, it's too many checks laying around here. You got to go get this. You don't know when this gravy train gonna end. Get it all. According to reporting, they would have pushed the figure to roughly $15 million for a full 10-week commitment. So she could have got $15 million for 10 weeks, $5 million for 8 games. Those numbers exceeded what she earned in 2024. The problem was timing. The Big Three schedule ran directly into her first WNBA season. Joining would have meant...
With an offer from the Major Three, the well-known Ice Cube himself intervened. Even though this was a substantial amount, she declined it. She has a distinct view of her career, as seen by her repeated rejections of these important possibilities from different colleagues. One that gives importance to things other than quick money. It reveals an unexpected degree of discernment and control seldom seen in young athletes who are frequently counseled to take every dollar available, especially early in their careers. This speaks volumes about her vision and what she believes is best for her long-term future. Caitlin just doesn't have the money to play in any other league, as Robert Lumber put it. Through endorsements, she is already earning a substantial amount of money off the court. Her reality is turning down chances that most athletes would pursue with unwavering passion. This is not the first off-season season in which Clark has been under pressure to take on more, underscoring a continuous struggle between her personal brand management and the aspirations of emerging leagues to use her extraordinary fame for their own expansion, leaving many to question the long-term effects of such extraordinary leverage. Unrivaled offered Clark a contract worth more than $1 million plus equity for a brief tenure following her first season. She showed her boundaries by declining right away, but in an attempt to act as though she was still a possibility, the league kept bringing her name up in their marketing campaigns. Clark had to personally intervene and put an end to it, saying clearly, "Okay, enough is enough. Give up using my name for this. I don't participate in the league. Stop." Her immediate intervention demonstrated her strong brand control and dedication to her career. The Be Upstart Project League, which is scheduled to debut in 2026 and already includes her teammates Kelsey Mitchell and Sophie Cunningham, made an even more aggressive effort at her. According to reports, salaries in that league exceed the millions each year, with multi-year commitments that can reach 8-figure totals with equity attached. This was an offer that would change any athlete's life and was meant to be tempting. Clark, however, was not sued. Many industry insiders are perplexed by her constant refusal to accept such outrageous financial proposals, which has come to define her early professional career. Even before she had performed professionally, this trend of rejection began. Ice Cubs Big Three League made a well-publicized attempt to sign her even prior to her WNBA debut. A $5 million deal for an 8-game run was mentioned by the league. An enormous amount for such a small engagement. For 8 games, 5 ends. The narrator highlighted the enormous amount of money left on the table by saying, "We might need to go pick up some of these bags, mama." For a player who had not yet made her professional debut, it was an unusual offer. The Big Three would have increased that amount to an astounding $15 million for a full 10-week commitment, according to reports. Those figures much exceeded her earnings that during the whole 2024 WNBA season. This kind of offer nearly everyone. Such offer would be a dream athlete. However, Clark saw it as a distinct type of difficulty. The size of this highlights the value that she provides. Even prior to taking a step onto a court for professionals and the other league's desperate attempts to profit from her outstanding nevertheless. The main issue with the timing of the Big Three offer was perfect. Its timetable entered her debut WNBA season right away. Participating would have required competing in 12 leagues at once, but studying basketball professionally on the takeoff. A difficult undertaking for any novice. She passed without hesitation, giving priority to her growth and incorporation into the WNBA. This choice demonstrates a distinct emphasis on her fundamental league, even in the face-off with proposals that could have significantly increased her income without much endeavor, exhibiting a strategic strategy for her developing career. Simply through each of these different leagues and ideas, it's roughly $20 million or perhaps even more than Caitlin Clark rejected. By herself, with Project B, she would have been paid more than $20 million for a sustained dedication. They were certainly ready to give her a significant bat. This astounding statistic demonstrates her unparalleled market power and her special ability to set her own terms, resulting in an intriguing dynamic where her individual decisions have a big impact on the whole women's professional basketball scene, appending conventional player league relationships. Caitlin has insisted that she adores the WNBA despite these amazing financial options elsewhere. Her ultimate ambition is to become a WNBA legend. She grew up following the league and named Maya Moore as her favorite player. Even while outside forces try to entice her in a number of ways, her declared love for the league and her determination to play only inside its parameters highlight her commitment.